All right, hello. Welcome to episode 8, season 3 of The Quiet Year. I know it's been a pretty hectic season. Um, it's the first time I've done The Quiet Year unemployed, so that's cool.
Yeah,
And with me, I brought my trusty, handsome companion, Adam, Dark Lavender Void. How are you doing today?
I am the void.
The Void. The Void knows all. The Void
Yep.
feels nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, this is your first episode of the Quiet Year of Once Upon a Game. Well, we do story games here and other role playing games, like mostly small press stuff, and we prefer to do games that are done in a safe way instead of just random stuff. And everything that we're gonna do tonight is a one shot. So we don't have anything prepared in terms of like prep material. We're gonna make it up here to get together. Important things to keep in mind when we're making things together. Go with the first thing that's in your head. Oftentimes, you might be doubting yourself, saying that's not original or something like that. Punch those voices in the face. That stuff's super good. Just go with it. Numerous studies show that the first thing is in your head, and what's obvious to you is not obvious to everyone around you. So it's good. Second of all, the X card and Veil and stuff. So when I say play things in a safe way, well, what I mean by that is if you're ever uncomfortable with something that's being put forward. I know Adam and I, we've played games before,
hmm
but it's always important, even though we're friends, to always say this and believe in it and actually do it. If you're uncomfortable with something, just go ahead and do like an X, or say like, dude, I'm sorry, can we X that out? Like, I'm not feeling, you know, dolphins infested with bees. Like, I don't know, right? Something like, cool, it's gone. It's not in the game. You're right. I don't want you to get messed up from, and you don't have to explain why, because we believe you, right? We believe that there's a reason for that, and you don't have to defend yourself about those reasons. We're not here to put you on trial. There might be questions pertaining to details and like scope of, okay, well, if dolphins with bees are bad, can we just use dolphins? Is dolphins still good? Like something like that is reasonable. Like, you can ask that question, but like, we're not gonna make you justify why with bees is bad. So that being said, we are playing The Quiet Year tonight, and The Quiet Year is a game by God damn it, I mess up their name every single time. Avery McDonald, right?
Yep, that is
Yes,
correct.
God, I nailed it. Awesome. And this is a map drawing story game. I've played this game a few times before, a couple times on stream with some really cool podcasters, like Meglish from Modifier on the One Shot Network. I'm really bad with names. As also my good internet friend PK Sullivan, who is in that game as well. He's a cool guy. Yeah. So this is a game where we're going to be going through the seasons, and we have one kind of year. There's 52 weeks in the world, the deck. There's 52 weeks in the year. Well, although we're going to kind of like abbreviate it for this game, we're going to do these sort of like projects and stuff of some kind of community, because that's all this game is about. The preface, fictionally, for the game is very simple. The war with the jackals is over. Our community has a year of quiet rebuilding. It's a year of projects, a year of figuring out who we are, because in the winter the frost shepherds come. But we don't know that yet. We have this year, so that's what we're gonna do. There's a couple other mechanics in this game. Adam, you haven't played this game, right?
I have not played this game, but I've bought and read all of it.
Mm. Perfect. So just a couple things. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to come up with our resources and kind of start drawing our map. But mechanics in the game, as far as they're concerned, it's a very like procedural game where every turn is the same. It's kind of like a board game where you're presented an option and then you have like 3 moves you could possibly make if you ever played like a worker placement or something like that. One of those kind of fancy Settlers of Catan kind of games or something. And it's gonna be kind of like driven fictionally by the cards that you're given and your own imagination. Those are the big things regarding this game. There's a particular action in this game called taking contempt, and what contempt tokens represent. Because we're a community, and to simulate the ideas that we're in a community, we can't actually talk about when someone does something in a community that would make someone in the community mad, because we're not playing particular players. Like if this was Dungeons and Dragons, we're not having a character sheet for this. We're all being people in this community. We may adopt personas of people in this community or groups in this community at different times, but ultimately we don't actually own the character, right? They're just a shared pool of people in this community. If we think that there's a group in the community that's upset with the way things are going with the community, you can basically take contempt. I think I'm just going to keep a little like text box going of how much contempt we have. And that represents sort of the anger. And to get rid of anger in the community, you can either hold discussions that let you voice your opinion about something. You could also wait until you feel like some kind of like stress has been amended in the fiction. Or you could do something like a self-righteous project, like a selfish lash-out project. I'm gonna make this thing in spite of everybody because you said that going to space was dumb and we should stay on Earth. Well, you know what? I built a spaceship, right? Something like that. So that's sort of like the cool mechanic in the game that I always wanted to explain. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's start. Let's come up with. Well, I'm gonna hack the game. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hack the game right now. I'm calling it. Sorry, Adam. Hopefully you're okay with it. But I like doing a microscope palette at the start.
Okay.
In order to kind of get an idea of like, hey, what kind of genre this game is, because while like the cards kind of look like they're like post-apocalyptic, a lot of people kind of end up doing that. You can do fantasy, you could do space, you could do modern. There's a lot of things you can do with A Quiet Year. So
okay, cool. How about we go ahead and do that? I will say, because Eric and I had a brief discussion on Discord about
that.
this.
I mean, one sentence.
Yeah. I'm going to include yes to like D&D fantasy.
Yes. Why can't I spell? Cool. And I'm going to make a no column here. Something that I don't want to see, though. Something I don't want to see are psionics. Magic is cool. Magic's okay. But no, like, psionics.
Yep. I don't want to see medieval warriors or medieval military conflicts. We're going purely with the spellcasters here.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Something that I want to see. I actually want to see people. And so, like, you know, there's nothing stopping you from doing like a Quiet Year mouse guard game, but I want to actually use people.
Cool. I want to.
Actually, I'm sorry. I'm gonna clarify that as well.
Okay, cool.
People along with standard D&D races, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to be exclusionary when I say people. Elves, halflings, dwarves, gnomes are fine.
Well, people is an exclusionary term. It's humans that's the exclusionary term
That's
usually.
Fair. But I wanted to be explicit about it.
If you want to be super not exclusive, you can use men like Luke Crane does, even though I love Burning Wheel a lot. Anyway, let's go with... I want to see druids, mainly.
Yes.
If this game doesn't have druids in it, I'm not going to be content.
Something that I don't want to see. Struggling to come up with things I don't want to see per se, because usually I'm relaxed. Something I kind of want to avoid. I know we're going with some cliche things, but I think I'm gonna throw a wrench in here, and I'm gonna say no giants. If that's okay.
Oh. I will say,
especially no psychic giants. They're right out.
yeah. I will say no. I don't want any deserts.
No deserts?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I want that out of my apocalypse.
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready to pass. Like, I think that's pretty good.
Cool. I'll pass 2.
Awesome. Okay. So the next step of the game is to come up with some resources or start drawing some geographic stuff on the map. Things that we can find interesting. If you already have something in mind, go ahead and draw it. These should be like geographic things.
Alrighty. Let me make sure I'm lining myself up correctly. And then I am going to draw.
Yeah.
Let me make sure
Adam has a fancy tablet, and I'm going to be using my.
I actually
mouse.
don't. I started using it, and I'm using too much RAM right now on my computer, so it's just like jumping all over the place.
Well, that's
so
no good.
It's going to look like polygons if I try
to
draw.
That's no good.
So these druids live because there is a river running through this place.
Awesome. That's a pretty solid river. What I'm going to do is, let me see if I can get some purple going. There is a forest in the bottom right corner, but the once green trees are sickly purples and red and yellow, and it's called the Blighted Forest.
Cool.
I'll color them in, don't worry. Look at this fancy tree drawing skills. Stay in art school, kids. Don't wind up like me. God, this looks like a mess. Whatever.
It's why it's blighted.
Yeah, it's blighted. Yeah, the healthy trees will just... I'm going to go find a JPEG picture.
Yeah.
They're blighted. They look like they're drawn from crayon.
Yeah.
Alright, while I'm doing this, the next step is to come up with some resources for our community. Resources are things that are deemed important by our community. If they're not already symbolically represented on the map, go ahead and make something for them. We should come up with 3 or 4. One of them will be in abundance, and the rest will be in scarcity. They can also be sort of like, if you want to play the Quiet Year in a little bit of an advanced mode, they can be existential.
Yeah. I want one of our scarcities to be healthy trees.
Okay, cool. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and jot that down. I'll put that under. I'll put it, I guess, right up here.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So I'm gonna put resources here. I'm gonna make an S for scarce, and it's gonna be trees.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's maybe 2 reasons for this. 1, because of the blight, and 2, because there's like lumberjacks coming around and chopping down all of the healthy ones.
Oh, so then do you want to draw that on the map?
Oh yeah.
Forests that are depleted?
I'm going to draw a city that they're coming from.
Oh, cool. So like they're not part of our community, but they are the others.
Yep.
Alrighty, cool. That's totally fine. And what I'm going to do for our community... This is something that I always wanted to do. Yeah, Adam's a bit loud. That's because I messed with my microphone settings the other day. Someone was complaining that I was being too quiet, so I'm going to boost myself up. There we go. Now I should be like maxing out my microphone. Nice. So I had this idea. I don't know if you're okay with this or not. But I'm thinking that we have an abundance of sunlight. Like, it doesn't get dark.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, we have too much light. But I don't know how to draw that.
Are we doing like a reverse dusk wall, or is it that the nights are so bright with like the moonlight and the starlight that?
I don't think it gets night. That's the thing.
Okay, sure.
So.
Well, maybe that's what's blighting these trees. They're not getting sunlight anymore.
Well, I just messed up and drew a circle, and now what did I do?
The complete opposite. They're not getting a rest from the sun anymore, so they're just burning.
Yeah, like it's sun poisoning, essentially.
Yeah.
That's certainly a possibility. So, look at that beautiful sun, the happy sun in the corner here. The sun just keeps shining on. We should have probably like 2 more.
Okay. Something we have in scarcity.
Normally you play this game with like 3 or 4 players. Technically, this is sufficient, but I feel like we need a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things that our community needs important, or finds important.
Yeah.
Food, shelter, magic, safety, fuel.
Do we have an abundance already? Or
yeah, I said light.
Oh yeah, the abundance of sunlight. So a resource we have are animals that we can speak to and kind of compel to do what's best for nature.
Oh, so we like wild animals.
Yeah.
You want to draw them?
Yeah.
A symbol also works for animals. That's another thing. You can draw a symbol, just don't write the word.
Yeah, you can't write the word. There's a snake.
In your boot?
No, because I don't wear any boots. For I am a druid, and I must have bare feet to connect to nature and crap. I'm gonna draw like a bear as well.
Okay. Cool. Then I think we're ready to begin. So when you play this game, what you're going to be doing is we're going to be taking turns drawing cards from the particular specific season deck. This starting the game, it's spring. We're going to draw a card, and then once we finish what what the action says on the card. We get to do 3 things. We can either do find something new in our world. Like draw something on it, something new discovering, introduce a problem or something like that. We can hold a discussion, which is when we actually take turns talking about something. It's the only way we communicate our problems. Or 3, start a new project. The way you start a project is you declare something, and you're going to say that I want to do this. I want to explore I want to go explore space. I want to go to the sun and see what's up. I think going to space is going to take 3 weeks to do, right? And then that means you're going to set a project for 3, and then every turn it counts down by 1, and then when it's done, you resolve it, and continue playing. When projects get resolved is after a card is played. So you play a card, check to see if any projects got ticked down or completed, and then you take your actions. That's the game. The person who started the project is the person who narrates the finishing part of the project. Projects have to be good. You can't make a project They could be misguidedly good, but they can't be like, I want to make a project that's going to blow up the community. Like, you can't do that. It's against the rules.
Nope.
So with that being said, we are playing the abbreviated version, so I'm going to deal myself a card. So we're not going to be playing with the whole deck. We're going to be playing with 4 short on each of them. The Ace of Spring. Let me make this bigger to see. What group has the highest status in the community? What must people do to gain inclusion in this group? Or are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structures are common? I'm going to answer the first part of this question. What group has the highest status in the community? And I'm going to do this by denoting something on the map about it. The highest status in the community is called the Great Oak. They're called the Great Oak because there is a large oak tree, like the largest oak tree that's ever been seen, and they live in it. It's a hereditary position, but
Cool.
they're the descendants of the current Great Oak get to inherit this oak tree, and it's a very pretty oak tree. So, we don't know. I don't know how to join it. Get lucky at being born, and I'm gonna make a discard thing over here. For my turn, I am going to discover something new. I'm going to discover there are. Ooh. Yep, a purplish haze. So our community scouts, looking down at like where the humans come from, there seems to be like a smog, like a purplish, like a purple haze that seems to creep into the city from the nearby hills and kind of just rest into the city. Everyone thinks it's really bad. Like, that's not natural. But nobody knows what it is. And and as of right now, nobody from the town has showed up to talk to us in any way about it. It's just a phenomena we've observed. So that's my turn. Discover something new. Now it's your turn, Adam.
Cool. I'm going to draw from the spring pile. We'll draw 1 card. And I drew the 5er.
I might have to expand it for you.
Thank you.
Is that large enough? Let me know.
I think I can make it a little bigger, maybe not. There we go. Perfect. Probably about like half the size of our map is good for future reference.
Okay.
There's a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what? So I'm going to pick the second one. Alarming weather patterns destroy something. The Great Oak has remained unblighted for many, many years. But after, say, a decade of just, like, sun bearing down upon it, it's finally starting to catch a flame, and I shall draw that.
Oh no, the Great Oak burns down?
Yep. And it's going to scorch the area around it as well.
Oh no. Well, now it is your turn.
Yes. I'm going to hold a discussion, and one of the great druids of this land goes down to the south and asks, what are we to do about the Great Oak?
Okay, so when you hold a discussion, when you pose a question, you have to answer. You get to answer it last. So it would be to me. I get to say up to like 3 questions or 3 sentences or so. Basically, like a really long tweet is like basically the limit of my answer.
Mhm.
We must send a group to the faraway lands, the faraway great forest, to uncover a seed of a new great oak. Otherwise, this world's doomed. It's our only option.
And then I will say, that is our wisest course of action. We will send 10 of our acolytes down to the south
Yeah.
to retrieve the seed. Yeah.
Cool. I was like, oh man, you're gonna make me draw contempt already? Cool. Alright, now it's back to me. I get to deal myself a spring card. The 6 of Spring. Are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community? Or, how are the eldest members of the community? Or how old are the eldest members of the community? What special needs do they have? Well, that's a kind of an interesting question to answer now that the Great Oak's killed and destroyed. The eldest members in the community are the founding fathers of the community. They're sort of like the primarchs of the elves. And the elves who kind of like taught the humans this sort of like old way in nature. And now without their tree, grief. Grief is what they know. And so now they concern themselves with ritual and prayer throughout the whole day to stave off the grief. That involves numerous, I think, rituals at the river. I don't know how to draw. I'm not going to draw anything, but like ritual baths. Like they must cleanse themselves all the time. Maybe like 5 or 6 times a day. And like since they're old, people have to like help them.
Yeah.
They're like, it's over. And then they Khan's like, no, I'm better now. It's okay. Like there's still there's still hope. We can get the seed. Like there's like this sense of doom, and then they have to like watch themselves. It's like a way of removing bad thoughts. So for my project, I'm gonna make the project to get those to get the new oak seeds. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to draw. I'm gonna draw a little dotted line going off into like the south, showing the path, right? Of them going to go get. And how long do you think the forest? How long will it take to go to the southern forest and get this tree, the seeds? 3 weeks.
That's what I was thinking too.
Cool.
Because a month seems a little too long, but it would go down both ways.
Okay. If only
Like
they had bats, yeah. It's just ritual bathing, not bats.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's you.
Hold on 1 second. Alrighty. Magnify.
Oh, that didn't work. So I was hoping I could double click it and it would expand like it did last time for me.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Weirdly enough, I think I can rotate it, but I can't actually enlarge it, which is strange.
I think it has something to do with GM or GM membership.
Yeah,
And you
GM
not
privilege.
Yeah, exactly. That GM privilege.
Yeah. So we have the King of Spring. A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or an old man confesses to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done? I think I'm going to go with the first.
Okay.
A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? It is... It's a seed that, like a sapling that came off the great oak itself, but it is already tainted by the blight, and it's like glowing with fire and crap.
Ooh, oh boy, it's blighted. Okay. What's this kid gonna do with it?
Just like veins of like orange energy, and
Yeah, it looks almost like a molten seed. Like if that's a term. Yeah, I love it.
And the community is going to start a project to discover, like they're going to pull it out of the ground right away. And they're going to put it into a safe contained space near the Great Oak, which I am going to draw. Just like a hut or something.
Naturally.
And they are going to observe the growth of this seed that is so potent with fire that smoke comes out of the roof and goes toward the that would be the east. Yeah.
Templar Warden in chat mentions how this sounds like some Warcraft World Tree stuff. Totally. Definitely was drawing from that a little bit when I came up with the Mighty Oak.
Mm-hmm. I played a Night Elf, so that rings a bell for me.
Yeah. Wonder how the people feel about that. I think I'm going to take a contempt token for that. So I'm going to go ahead and mark myself down here. All right, contempt. Man, so I played this game at Go Play Northwest, and I played the deluxe edition in real life, and it comes with contempt tokens. And normally, the contempt tokens are either like your standard like counter token beams from Magic the Gathering, like those little clear bead things. These are little like really cool detailed skulls. They're little like skull beads. It was really cool. It lended tremendous amounts of flavor.
Cool.
But we just get text boxes, because that's the internet. Okay,
yeah.
Contempt. So I'm taking contempt for that, and then I'm going to deal myself a card. Wait, did you say when you planted the seed, was that a project?
Oh yeah, that was totally a project. I
How
did
many
say
turns?
That. It will take 2 weeks.
It takes okay, yeah. I'll mark 2. I'll put a big 2 next to it. Also, my project ticked down to 2. So, Templar Warden asks, how do you use contempt tokens? It kind of confuses me. Yeah, contempt is kind of a weird mechanic in this game. So, you can't really talk about your feelings in this game when you're doing stuff in a community. The only way you can do that is by holding a discussion. So, if there's ever... When somebody does something in this game, yourself included, if another faction of the community would be upset with this action, you can see it that way, or as a player, you can do it both. You can do it either like meta or in fiction. It's very much just to symbolize that things are not, things aren't like okay, or like there's drama. The weird thing is that it doesn't actually have a strong mechanical effect in the game, other than especially when you're playing online, because visually you can see that like some people have a lot of contempt tokens, and you're like, oh man, things are not going well for us. As sort of like just a visual barometer of like feelings in the for the city or for our community. But other than that, it doesn't really have that much of like a mechanic tied to it other than that. So it's basically supposed to be your voice. It's a voice maneuver because you can't actually say like, oh, dude, we shouldn't do that project. We should do that. We should be focusing our time, building up our defenses or whatever. Like we can't do that. So, anyways, it's my turn. 9 of Spring. Get out of here, edit token. A charismatic young girl convinces May to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Start a project to reflect it? Or a charismatic young girl tries to tempt many into sinful or dangerous activity. Why does she do this? How does the community respond? Oh, nice. So I think there is an ambitious druid. I'm gonna give her a name. I'm gonna put the names underneath our resources. Her name, since we mentioned it, her name will be Shannara. And I believe that Shannara, Shannara says that she's been to the town in the city, and that the people in the city are nice, and they'd be willing to help us. If we help them with their plague problems, they promise that they have they have good technology for growing things the civilized way. That could help us as we protect and recover our world tree. So like a tit for tat.
I would like to take a contempt token.
Absolutely.
Because she don't know what she's talking about.
Of course not. And so I'm gonna say this is a project that's going to take 3 weeks. Once again, the scope of that project that's going to be clearing up. Actually, I'm gonna make it 5 weeks, because the project is helping the humans, so they help you, right? So it's gonna take 5 weeks because that's gonna be clearing up the smog and fixing our thing, right?
Yeah, totally.
So that's good. Projects tick down. So I'm 1 away from my project, and you're 1 away from your project. Now it's actually my turn. And I'm going to... Oh, that would be interesting. I'm going to start a project. Because we don't have this world tree. And we're feeling vulnerable. I think the particularly more martial side of our group says that we should start raising animals for war and defense. So we're going to start breeding. I feel like these are maybe they're like orc. I don't know. Is this kind of like a community? Maybe this is a community of like it's like a cabal of like many different druids have all come together from like different parts and walks of life. So I think maybe this is like the shaman group, and they're like, we need wolves for protection. Like we've always had wolves. Well, you don't have wolves here, and it's too hot for wolves in this area. But you have bears. Let's breed bears. So bear breeding program. The project's gonna take 3 weeks for bears. We're gonna have domesticated bears for defense. Alright, that's my turn.
Cool. I drew the 7 of Spring.
What do you mean you can't read those single lines? There you go.
Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam this area? Are you safe? So I'm going to draw something because I'm picking the second one. and I'm going to say that there are definitely some cougars which inhabit this area.
Ooh. Are they blighted?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
This really isn't good. Things are not going well for our community. And it's only spring. Things get way worse as we play.
Yeah. And of course, since they're natural enemies, they're hunting the fish. They're catching the fish in the river.
Cool. Okay, so before
And
you
really
take
quick, right? Yeah.
before you take your turn, the projects tick down. So you and I are gonna go. I think my project started before yours, so mine goes. I think mine triggers first. The elder band, the 10 of us who left to the south to recover the tree, the pure seed, returns with a seed in mind, and they see us building and helping grow this corrupted one, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I think in the ashes. Where did you build your corrupted tree? Did you build it into the ashes of the old tree?
No, they're like messing with it in this hut because they want to contain it. They don't want to just be like, okay, let's plant it and have it go absolutely wild.
Okay. Well, these guys come back with a sapling of a great oak, and they plant it into the ashes of the old one. So I'm gonna draw, just right next to it. I'm gonna draw like a little sapling. And that's kind of like the result of their travel. They speak that the blight hasn't reached to the south. It's mostly up here. It's specific to this area. And now your project ticks down about the protecting of the seed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they all returned Canadian soy sauce. No one died.
Yeah. So I think they now know how to grow it. And they know that within the course of the coming lifetimes, this blighted sapling is going to like invade the entire forest. So what they're going to do is they're going to go down to the river to an island in the center.
Oh, what's on this island?
And well, snakes for one.
Ah, Snake Island.
And this is where they're going to grow the corrupted sapling. Because if it's walled off by water, it totally can't escape then, right?
So they're continuing to grow it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm taking contempt for that. Okay, now it's your turn.
Cool. Let's discover something new. Within the week, as soon as they plant it, there's a sprout of another tree coming out of the ground.
Where?
Right next to it.
Oh, near the corrupted tree?
Yep.
Really? Just like spontaneously?
Yep.
Oh, shit, that's too spooky. Oh, okay. So that goes to me.
Yeah, totally.
Deal card. Oops. Three of spring. Someone new arrives. Who? Two of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them? Oh, number 3 for sure. Number 3. So someone new arrives from the south. It is a. What's it? Yeah, it's a rock. It's an intelligent bird. It's kind of like swoops in, and lands, and like kind of like tells you guys what's up, and it's like, guys, this is it's real bad up here. You guys are gonna have to fix like a lot of this stuff. So I'm gonna draw a bird here, and now we have a. I don't know what you call it, but like a falcon or like a rock.
Yeah.
Companion.
For those who haven't played D&D, a rock is spelled R-O-C, and it's a giant bird.
It's a giant condor.
Yeah, totally.
You know, it's like Gandalf's giant eagles, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Only even bigger. But yeah. So it's here, and it's like I've been summoned from the south to oversee, and I'm going to get you guys back on track and oversee what's going on here. Maybe he doesn't know about the blighted thing in the on the island yet, but it's a sign from the south that they want to restore this area here. So that's what we get from someone new. So projects tick down. One more round until bears. We're still trying to figure out stuff with the humans. I'm gonna start a new project. The Rock says, "I've seen this blight before. I know how to solve it. It's gonna take a massive ritual, but we can solve this, and it's gonna take 4 turns to cure the blight on the other side of the river. I think."
Cool.
It's caused by foul magic.
All right, so that's your turn.
Yes, that's my turn.
Cool.
I think this is also the last spring card, because I think this is turn card 8.
Okay. I drew the Queen of Spring. And what's the most beautiful thing in this area, or what's the most hideous thing in this area? The most beautiful thing is the rock itself. It's not just a bird of great size, it's also a bird of great majesty and beauty.
Damn it, I was gonna say Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
And I shall symbolize that by drawing on the map. Now we need some.
Oh boy. Alright. Give me like a halo effect.
Yep.
Awesome.
Trying to give it like a rainbow halo. And I think we gotta hold while I draw this rainbow, which takes a million years to draw. I think we better hold a discussion about this.
Well, prior to that, projects tick down.
This is true.
Oh, cool. Now we got bears. Cool. The Rock like oversees us getting bears. Training the bears to prevent us from these blighted things. And he's like, yeah, the blight corrupts anything living. And it like looks over at everybody, and it's like including druids. Dun dun dun.
Oh no! I'm gonna make the last purple color my stereotypical dark lavender color
Yeah.
because I am self-referential as fuck.
So I'm gonna draw. Jesus, how do you draw a bear?
So yeah, I was gonna hold a discussion, and
Yeah.
I'm going to say
Angry bear.
we have to eradicate the blight that's in the island in the river.
What was your question? What was the discussion on again? Specifically?
Oh, I was just saying something. You
Oh.
have an option of not asking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Just say something,
Yeah.
but then you don't get to.
You're just having like
finish
town
the
meeting.
thought.
Yeah, town.
Yeah, I'm saying we have to get rid of the blighted sapling in the middle of the of the river, on the island in the river.
Agreed. We should get rid of the sapling, and we should get to the root of the problem and remove the druids who are tainted and think that this was a good idea in the first place.
I will take a contempt token for that.
That's reasonable.
Because they just got to be corrected. They don't need to be harmed.
Okay. Now it's to me, but now we're in summer. So I'm going to hide the spring ones, because that was 8. We're doing the short edition, so we're only doing 8 cards. Well, let's try this. Let's deal each other 4 cards. And then, just grab one. We can't read what the cards are anyways, and I don't have them memorized in the small thing. So I think this will work. What do you think? It's an easy way to remember. It's better than me sitting here counting, like, what turn are we on? If I just deal 4 cards to us, they're small enough that we can't read the contents of the cards, and we can just draw it.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Alright, so we have 4 each. And I'm just grab them in order, left to right, right?
Yeah.
7 of Summer. Introduce a mystery at the edge of the map, or an unintended situation becomes problematic and scary. What is it? How does it go awry? Ooh. Yeah, okay. Here's an unintended situation. Oh, we don't no longer have a scarcity. Well, I was going to remove the scarcity of wild animals, because now that we got bears and stuff. But, our bears are no match for the pumas, who have grown to double in size, and seem to they seem to have an unnatural intelligence. It's no longer do they hunt for resources or like food. They hunt almost out of pleasure. They hunt because they can. There's like a maliciousness to them.
Yeah.
Project clocks go down. Okay. It's to you, Adam?
No, you still need to do an action, I think, right?
Oh, shit, you're right. Okay. My project would be... Oh. You know what it is? Um, my project is I'm going to start a new project. The animals and the malicious intent. It's because there is an evil force. There's an intelligent like an evil druid who has who like mind controls. I'm not exactly like I don't want to get it. I don't know what D&D spell it is, right? Like I don't know, but it
well, we were talking about
it wargs into them.
Yeah.
Right, and like is doing it through these blighted creatures. Like it has power through the blight.
Yeah.
So my project is to kill this evil druid.
Oh no!
It's gonna take 4 turns, and by then, by killing the druid also means that the panthers will leave.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, totally.
Because that's how it works.
Cool. I drew the 9 of Summer. A project fails, which one and why? Or something goes foul and supplies are ruined at a new scarcity.
Choices.
I think it's interesting to say that since the blighted tree hasn't been attended to yet, a few weeks have passed, and now the blight has spread to the river.
Oh no!
But just to the river around it. So wherever that goes, the seas are going to turn into blood. And it's this kind of blood that if you were to light it on fire, it would ignite.
Are you going to draw that?
Yep. I'm just adding like a layer of red right around.
And so now we have a scarcity of water?
Yep.
Okay. Shit. Projects.
Or potable water, rather.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'll put potable water. It's a good distinction. Ah.
And then
Projects tick down.
Yep.
The humans come. The humans come and help raise the new sapling. We cast our spells to remove the malaise. We find that the malaise was keeping the humans sleeping for a prolonged period of time, like a slumber. We trace the origins of the spell back to this druid. This druid was doing it so we couldn't help him, and to waste time instead of fighting him, having to help our allies, basically splitting our resources. So the envoy comes, and the envoy provides poultices and alchemical concoctions for growing plants. And they sprinkle them in the soil around the new tree. I'm gonna use blue to show like ground diamond flower or ground diamonds and like sapphires and like strange, gunpowder-y kind of things, or like minerals and gems are scattered around. Okay.
And then we discover something new.
Ooh, what do we discover?
We discover that we are living in an alternate solar system where there's like a cloud of space dust that was in space that we finally moved out of after like a period of 100,000 years where we can finally see that our yellow sun is actually orbiting around a much larger orange sun in the sky. And you did this in a much more effective way than I did. But hey, I can create sunspots and crap then.
So there's 2 suns?
Yep. and they are much different in size than each other.
Shit, so it's like bright all the time?
Yep.
Oh, this is bad.
It's even brighter than before.
What will that do? Ten of Summer. Discover a cache of supplies or resources, or scarcity has gone unaddressed. Start a project to alleviate the scarcity. I feel like we discover a cache of supplies. The Rock mentions that this is worse than he ever thought. He tells you to search beneath, dig out, like excavate near the old oak tree, and look below its roots. And we find shade, like shady dwellings, like in its root, in the old root system. So the oak tree that burned down, like to its roots or whatever, like the roots still have enough strength and things in them to have like basically this cavernous network below them for us to live in and seek shade from the sun. So the abundance is shade and shelter. I'm gonna say shelter.
It's about to get mid-world up in here.
Yes. So I'm gonna do like a cutaway, and then have like holes in the ground that we live in. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I messed up. Whatever.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. They wear sunglasses, and they wear sunglasses at night. Actually, that's right. Okay. Project stick down. Ooh, the blight is cured. But the sun causes much dismay. The energy required, it brings a heavier toll to bear than originally thought, and I think it's going to it kills the rock to do this. But the blight is gone in the south, and the woods return to their verdant green. This alleviates the scarcity of trees. I'm just gonna like delete the trees and draw them as green. So they are rejuvenated. And I'm so good at drawing. And then for my turn, we're going to discover something new. Even though it's hot and sunny, and though we don't have a lot of resources to spend, and we should be spending it on better things, oops, I need to readjust camera. We're going to build a memorial. We erect a stone, like an obelisk. Or like a warding stone with a bunch of runes. Wow, that looks phallic as hell.
They always do.
And I'm gonna draw some like instructions on it. As a memorial to the rock that gave its life for us. Okay.
Cool. 2 of summer, I believe. Someone new arrives. Who? Why are they in distress? Or someone leaves the community. Who? What are they looking for? I think one of the younger druids. Maybe Shannara.
Mm-hmm.
Shannara leaves the community because she's not willing to deal with these maddening times where druids can't just protect the forest from normal threats. Now they have to deal with evil druids and all sorts of other madness, like things that haven't been seen in any of the stories that her ancestors remember. So she's going to leave this place for the city, and she's going to try to live there.
Oh, she's gonna live in the city now.
Yep.
There goes our named NPCs. Double Rainbow is absolutely written. Oops. Okay. Project clocks tick down. It's just this one.
Getting closer to finding that evil druid who's... Yeah.
Classic evil druid.
I want to hold a discussion.
Okay.
What do we need to do to ensure that talented druids like Shannara don't leave our order? Or more than our order, our kind of people.
It's so goddamn hot. I can't think with the sun. If we could just remove the sun for a season, it would be better.
Then we shall instruct our people to go down into the caverns at the base of our great oak.
Alright.
That's my turn.
Oh, wrong card. There we go. Gotta grab those cards in order. Someone tries to take control of the community by force. Do they succeed? Why do they do this? Or a headstrong community member decides to put one of their ideals in motion and start a foolish project. Perfect. Thanks, game. Thank you for this, for giving me exactly the thing that I wanted to do. A headstrong community member decides to, on one of their ideas, to put it in motion. They proceed to invoke the old ways. While it's daytime all the time, they go at what would be considered midnight, right? And they pray to darkness, hoping for it to return for balance. Something that druids have not done for thousands of years, especially good druids.
Badass.
So it's a project. The project is to blot out the sun. So I'm gonna do. It's gonna be a secret ritual. It's gonna take a long time, I think. Just like in real life, it would take 5 weeks to kill the sun. So he's going to do some rituals to
Are you doing the large sun or both
Both
suns?
suns. Both suns.
Cool.
It's just a temporary thing.
And then tick that old clock down.
Oh, yep, the lion clock goes to 1. Got one more turn for that. Then it's actually my turn. I'm thinking, oh boy, the snakes that are on that island, the newest breed, the brood of snakes on them, are no longer snakes. They're salamanders. And they, like, are red and, like, fiery.
Yeah.
So now we got, like, red salamanders. That's a salamander. Just deal with it.
They're really creepy. I like them.
Okay.
I like them a lot. Okay, that's your turn.
Yes, that's my turn.
Cool, I have the Ace of Summer.
The Ace of Summer. No? Okay. Diamonds.
A Summer. A contingent within the community demand to be heard. Who are they? What are they asking for? Or a contingent within the community have acted on their frustrations. What have they damaged and why did they damage it? Is it permanent? I have a question. What's a contingent?
A contingent is like a small group.
Ah, yeah, sure. So the druids who are praying to darkness have consorted with the evil druid that we've been hunting down. And they say that while his methods of compelling the cougars to do his bidding are wrong, his ideologies are correct. And he just did it to protect himself from druidic groups who would disagree with him.
Yeah, I'm taking contempt for that. It's like... never mind. I won't even do it. That's good. That's good. Okay. Projects tick down. To kill the druid. They do. They do kill him. Whether he was right this time or not, he's dead now.
Yeah.
And with that, the disappearance of the lions. Like mountain lions.
And don't forget to blot out the sun as well.
No, that takes a turn. So, you mean
Yeah,
take
I
a
know.
turn to blot out the sun? Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Thank you.
You're having to deal with my funky way of talking.
That's okay. You deal with my funky way of talking all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I choose an action to do. Yes. God, different ones of these are pretty good.
Right?
I think I want to discover something new because it feels like we just got rid of a bunch of stuff. There is we discover in the sky a void in the sky.
Okay.
Like a negative sun.
Something that eats light.
Yep. Right now it's just tinning. So it will merely be a dark lavender color, but soon it will be nothing but void. It's just a
Okay.
discoloration in the sky.
Oh, it's like showing up.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Well, that, of course, that's good. That's a good thing.
And like whenever there's like birds that travel near it, the like your perception of them like warps. Like if they fly overhead.
Like the lensing effect.
Yeah, exactly.
A project finishes early, what led to its early completion, or the weather is nice and people can feel the potential around them start a new project. The project that finishes early is fucking the sun.
Mm-hmm.
The void grows exponentially, and soon there is nothing but void as the last bit of light gets eaten by void. Come on, let me select you. The void. Oh, so now we have a scarcity of light as the world is plunged into darkness.
We do.
Now we have the opposite problem. My turn. Well, this sucks. Boy, can you grow a tree? You can't grow anything in the darkness. They want to know who's responsible for this. The druids of their group, and they want to arrest him. So I'm gonna start a project of arresting the person who summoned this void, and being like, you doomed us all. It's gonna be like a 2-week project.
I was thinking about that too.
They're devoting a lot of time to this. They paved paradise and put up a parking lot. Only this time was a parking void. But yes.
Yeah. Two somewhere. No, that is the 3. I was incorrect. Summer is a time for production and tending to the earth. Start a project related to food production. Summer is a time for conquest and the gathering of might. Start a project related to military readiness and conquest.
Silly game. We're out of summer.
So all of the druids who are trying to find the druids who are responsible for causing the void to appear in the sky are gathering an army of all the animals who since the beginning of time could see in the night.
Oh. Yeah.
Animals with eyes that flash. That is what they're doing. And that project is going to take 1 week.
That makes sense. It shouldn't take long. I'll put it over the bears.
Totes.
Okay. Oh yeah. My project then ticks down.
Mm-hmm.
Your project, you just started it. So now, what do you want to do for your turn?
We discover something new. We see the stars again.
Aw. It's not all bad.
Those distant stars.
Yay, stars.
stars.
Would you say that you couldn't count the number of stars? Like they would be without number?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. We are through spring and summer. So now that we're halfway through the game, I think that's a good time. At 6:15, let's take a break. We're back in 15 minutes for the last half here of the quiet year. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. So go get some water, go get some tea, and come back. And looking forward to getting back into the old quiet year.